Hi Pradeep, really great work submitting this written work, your essay and the letter as well. You're making fantastic steps towards improving your English, so really well done. Your first question was on restoration of old buildings in major cities around the world and how this costs a lot of money. And it was the question as to whether it would be better spent on providing new housing and road developments. Okay, and it was, do you agree or disagree with this opinion and to what extent? So let's have a look. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated whether the governments across the globe renovate ancient buildings or construct new infrastructure. Some believe countries should allocate budget to preserve historical monuments. Personally, I strongly disagree. This essay will argue that improving basic facilities in the nation is of utmost importance, using example from Egyptian government and archaeology department to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay, a strong introduction there. You've got a descriptive element in outlining the question. You've also said your opinion and you've said what you will do in your essay, which is good. So let's have a look at it a little bit closer. So experts throughout both the developing and developed world, good use of vocabulary there, have debated whether governments across the globe should renovate ancient buildings or construct new infrastructure. Okay, so should renovate ancient buildings or construct new infrastructure. Some believe countries should allocate budget to preserve historical monuments. Personally, I strongly disagree. So, to preserving, Preserving, historical monuments. Personally, I strongly disagree. This essay will argue that improving basic facilities in the nation is of utmost importance, using examples with an S from the Egyptian government and the archaeology department to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay, well done. Great use in particular of utmost importance. There's some fantastic vocabulary there. On the one hand, there is ample evidence which suggests that developing roads and buildings would improve a country's standard of living tremendously. Okay, well done. Good opening sentence. The central reason behind this is twofold. So here we need a hyphen, fold. Firstly, the number of people who are in need of basic facilities, such as home and transportation, so because this is a subordinate clause, we need to have a comma after as well. So such as home and transportation, is very high. If the government built the homes and roads, it would greatly improve the quality of living of its citizens, with an S. Okay. For example, a recent study by the IME showed that developing and underdeveloped countries which spent money on new infrastructure were able to repay 50% of their World Bank loan. Okay, good. Just going back here slightly, I should have said its is ITS, no apostrophe. Okay, so for its citizens. The next sentence then is good. Okay, this is because people could work efficiently when their basic needs are covered properly. Good. Secondly, the restoration of old buildings requires the most advanced technologies and equipment, no S, which are very costly. The return of investment on these works seems a fraction of the expenditure. According to the Egyptian government, money allocated for the maintenance of the pyramids is 20% of the nation's annual budget, which could be better used for new development activities. Good. Okay, well done. On the other hand, good. Although there is a case for protecting ancient buildings as a symbol of a nation's heritage, the impact of the restoration of old buildings cannot be overstated. This is largely because nowadays a country's development is more important than its past. Okay, well done, good. This is largely because, so for example, Japan's coastal cities, C-O-A-S-T-A-L, coastal cities, are destroyed by tsunamis and earthquakes. The ability of Japan to recover from disaster and rebuild itself in no time is well recognized. Okay, so this paragraph seems a little bit unfinished, as if we've kind of got our example, but then nothing to show why we've used that example. So after this, really we need a sentence to finish the paragraph saying why this relates to the question of the essay. Okay, well done. From the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that development of infrastructure should be a government's utmost priority. Okay. It is predicted that better housing and road facilities will grow in importance. Here we need in coming years or in the future. Okay, but well done. Good. Okay. Perfect. So the main corrections that came out here were the definite and indefinite articles, so whether to use the, a, or nothing. So it might be something just to go back and review. Okay, but I would definitely say very good vocabulary here, and your example of Japan is a particularly good one about how it's well recognized when it rebuilds itself is very apt for this question. Really well done. Let's go on to your other piece then. So this is your letter which you've written in response to a letter asking you for your reason for missing an exam. Okay. First of all, really good in the fact that you followed the format of a letter, so that's really important. And then there were the 4 things to include. So apologies for the situation, ID for yourself, explanation of what happened and any evidence, possible resolutions. Okay, so let's have a look. Dear Mr. Smith, great start. As you are the head of the examination committee, I'm writing regarding my absence for psychology exam, which was conducted on 23rd October. Okay, so as you are the head of the examination committee, I am writing to you regarding my absence from the psychology exam, which was held on the 23rd October. Okay. Good. I would say as well for examination committee that you have this in capitals like in the letter. So the examinations committee, capital E, capital C. Good. I apologise for the absence and would like to let you know the reason for my absence. Now we've got a repetition of absence here. So we need to change that to either say, I apologise for my absence and would like to let you know the reasons behind it, for example. Okay. I'm a student of 2nd year undergraduation and my registration number is da-da-da. Okay. Now, in the question we had ID for yourself, name, student number and case number. Okay, so you've got registration number here, which should be student number. We don't have a case number, so that would be something that needs to be added in, your case number for this. The start of the sentence, you've got all the right phrases, but they're just in a slightly the wrong order. So we're just going to change that slightly and say, I'm a 2nd year undergraduate student. Okay, I'm a 2nd year undergraduate student. Graduate being Graduate, undergraduate student. And my student number is da-da-da. On the day of the examination, I was suffering from stomach ache due to food poisoning. Good, well done, good imagination. I was able to get over it. Now, normally with a phrasal verb like get over it, it's a lot more informal. And because this one is a formal letter, what we would normally say is, I was able to recover by following home remedies. Okay. Or, because you're going to go on to mention a doctor's, I would suggest we say, I was able to treat myself. So if you go to a doctor's, they treat you. for an illness, but instead we're saying that we didn't need to go to doctors because you were able to treat yourself. So I was able to treat myself, treat, T-R-E-A-T, treat myself by following home remedies or by using home remedies. Unfortunately, I did not visit the doctor on that day, which could have helped me in getting doctor's prescription as an evidence for illness. So here, we could use here, as such, I did not visit the doctor on that day, and so I do not have a doctor's note as evidence for my illness. Okay. Now, the next part, I would like to request you to give me an opportunity to re-attend the exam. Now, request is a little bit too forceful here, so I would suggest we say, I would like to ask for the opportunity to resit, R-E-S-I-T, to resit the exam. Please accept my apologies, and I assure you that it will not happen again. Will not happen again instead of would. I look forward to receiving confirmation for attending the examination. Now, good use of I look forward to, but this sentence is a little bit too presumptuous at the end, because we've asked if we can resit. We can't then say I look forward to confirmation or being told I can resit. So what we would normally say instead is I look forward to hearing from you soon, or I look forward to your response. For example, kind regards. Okay, well done. Good. Some really good work there. Like I said, you described the situation well. You tried to get everything in. We're just missing the case number, so that's just a small thing to add there. But some really good structures and a good awareness of formal writing. So well done. Fantastic work on both pieces. Good job.